folks, we're being asked to solve this 3x3 system, and it looks like our end game is to get the x value. And I want to, from the outset, just say there's tons of ways to do this. It's absolutely up to you how you want to do it. And when I look at this, I could see using the x's to eliminate if you wanted, because I can see an x with a coefficient of 1 here, so that might be a nice equation to multiply out. One thing I would notice or take note of is all three of these coefficients are positive, and I tend to want positives and negatives. So for example, when I look at the y's, right, I've got a negative, a positive, positive. I've got a singleton here, right? Coefficient's 1. So y is a pretty good candidate to, I'm going to eliminate. I'm not going to substitute. That's a pretty good one. But I'm actually going to go with the z's because I have two negatives and a positive. But if you see equation 1 and equation 3, they're already set to eliminate. I've got a negative z and a positive z. That's going to eliminate really well. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two equations and eliminate the z variable. And I'm going to do that by multiplying this equation by 5. So if I think of this as equations 1, 2, and 3, and you do not need to number these, I just want you to see what I'm about to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take equation 2 as is, but I'm going to multiply equation 3 by 5, right? I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 5 in a moment, because if I do that, I'll have a positive 5z once I distribute that 5, and that'll cancel out with that negative 5z. And again, this is by no means the only way to do this. There are plenty of ways to do this. But if I ultimately do, if I keep equation 2 as is, if I have x plus 7y minus 5z equaling 53, okay, and then let's go ahead and multiply by 5. 5 times 9 is 45x. 5 times y is going to be, plus 5y. That's a weird looking plus sign. Let me adjust that a bit. 5 times positive z plus 5z. That's going to be equal to, okay, 5 times 27. I could crunch that on my calculator. Let me just pull that over. If we got 5 times 27, we are looking at 135. Okay. So let me add these two equations together. These z's are going to cancel by design. So I have 46x plus, it looks like 12y equals, well, if I do 53 plus 135, that's going to give me 188. But take note, I now have 2 variables instead of 3. So I've eliminated one variable. That's a good sign. All right, the next thing I want to do is I just want to add equations 1 and 3 because the z's are set up to cancel. So if I take equations 1 and 3 and add them, let's see what that would look like. So 3x minus 6y minus z equaling negative 43. And then 9x plus y plus z equaling 27. Okay, let's see what we get. 3x and 9x is 12x. Negative 6y plus y is going to be minus 5y. And then the z's cancel by design. Negative 43 plus 27, negative 16. Okay, so now let's look at the 2 by 2 I've created. So if I look at the 2 by 2 I've created, and actually I'm going to put that work over here because I just want to make sure we can see it. I'm going to look at 46x plus 12y equaling 188. And then I'm going to look at 12x minus 5y equaling negative 16. Okay, so things I noticed, the y's are in opposite signs of each other, so I'll eliminate those two. I'll eliminate the y's, which is actually good because the original problem asked me to find the x's. So the only thing left will be the x's. So 12 and 5, I need to multiply this second equation here by 12, this top equation here by 5, and then just see what I get. So let me go ahead. I'm going to multiply this one by 5, and I'm going to multiply this one by 12. Okay, so I'm going to try and scrunch it so I can make sure I can get it in. Ooh, 5 times 46. I do not know what 5 times 46 is by heart. 230. So let me go ahead, and I will say here that 5 times 46 is going to be 230x. All right, 5 times 12y is going to be 60y. I don't know what 5 times 188 is either. Let me see. 5 times 188 is 940. Okay. All right. And then let's see. We're going to have 12 times 12x. That one I do know. That's 144x. 5 times, oops, sorry. 12 times 5 is going to be negative 60y. That's good. I don't know what 12 times negative 16 is offhand. So let me do 12 times negative 16. It looks like we are looking at negative 192. So I will go negative 192 here. All right, let me go ahead, cancel out the y's. If I do 230 plus 144, I'm going to get 374x. And if I do 940 minus 192, 940 minus 192 is going to get me 748. Great. Now when I divide both sides by 2, when I divide by, not by 2, excuse me, by 374, I think I know the answer in my head, that's why. If I do 748 divided by 374, let's hope for a whole number. Yeah, we're going to get x is 2. All right, so I have solved my 3 by 3 system. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Bye.